I'm going to walk you through a quick breakdown of the Logic session for my arrangement of Yes I Will. If you haven't heard it yet, of course you can find it on streaming services and lots of other places. But let's just jump right in. So, kind of scary when you first see it. There's a lot of things to operate with, but we're going to break it down, and I'm going to show you a few of the ins and outs and a few of the sounds, a few of the ideas that I had as we were putting it together. So we're just going to start right here at the very beginning on the first verse. Something that really brings it all together, it's kind of the glue of the first verse, is this vinyl scratch sound. At the very beginning, super classic lo-fi sound, but this is what it sounds like all by itself. Really nice, really clean, kind of soothing. So that's what it is by itself. Now listen to the first verse without it and see what you think, and then I'll start it again. You can see what it's like with it.
The same God that
This is
never
without it.
failed will not fail me.
But then we add it in,
You won't fail me now.
and it's just like the cherry on top, man. It's so nice. Just puts it all together. This electric piano sound that's getting used is literally just a Nord electric piano, so nothing crazy about it. And I want to brag on Mackenzie's vocal track just real quick because it's crazy nice. She did so good. I think it was her first time recording, at least in this type of setting, for an actual song to be released to other people. And man, she absolutely killed it. It's pretty much protocol or standard practice for someone who's recording vocals or producing a song to put at least a little bit of auto-tune on a track or on a vocal track. And I went in thinking I was going to need to do that, and I planned on doing it. But as I was listening back to the track and working on the song, man, it just doesn't need it. Just literally doesn't need it. So you can see over here, I didn't even use it. But listen to how clean her vocal track is just on its own.
God that never failed will not fail me now. You won't fail me now.
Come on, everybody. Come on. That's with no auto-tune. So good. Here at the end of this verse, there's a fun effect that Logic lets you use, which is a slow downer. And when you slow down a track, it actually drops the sound of it as well. It drops the pitch of it. And so this is what it sounds like. Gives you that nice ooh. Okay, so here we are at the first chorus, and I'm just going to walk you through a few of the sounds that I used as I was putting it together. First is the drums. These are, man, again, I'll just say it over and over, nothing special. They're just Logic stock plug-in electronic drums, and just went through different sounds and found the kick, the snare, the hi-hat that I really liked and wanted to use. So what it sounds like on its own. Great, typical sound, but works so well with everything else. The snare, something that just brings it alive. So again, this style needs a lot of space. It needs to sound like it has a lot of room to breathe and is really open sounding. And so one thing that helped make that possible was this snare having a lot of reverb on it. That's all it is, a snare with a lot of reverb. Listen to it without the reverb. This is what it sounds like. It's so dry and so bad without it. But with the reverb, just makes it sound like it's in a big hall or in a big room, and really helps it all breathe. Moving on, we've got the piano that carries the main idea of the chorus, the harmonic and melodic idea. Yep, so that carries on through. That's just a slightly deep tuned piano, electric piano like we already talked about. The bass is coming from a plugin called OBXD that I got from a fantastic producer, musician named J3PO. So shout out to J3PO. Thanks for all of your sounds. This is what it sounds like on its own. It's not an actual bass player. Sorry, this is it's not a real bass player. It's just a key bass. But it works. Gets the job done. This is what it looks like as a plugin. Is what OBXD looks like. Super, super powerful synth. If anyone out there loves synths, loves creating their own sounds, man, this is a phenomenon. I've really enjoyed using it. This is my favorite sound that is used on the chorus. Let me play it for you real quick. Oh yeah, so nice. Again, coming out of the OBXD. These little metal sounds, they're panned left and right, so that when they get played, it again pulls you back into the song. So it's really easy for when you're listening to a song to kind of zone out or not be listening to it. And so these are there and panned left and right to be ear candy, and for you when you hear it to not just think that sound's coming from in front of you, but it's actually, it makes you feel like you're actually in a room of sound or like it's all around you. And so it just provides that little effect. That's why it is made stereo there. Okay, so let's move on to the second verse. There's a secret chord, what I like to think of as a secret chord in here. So if you're watching, then you can know. Be one of the few that know that this secret chord is in here. Instead of going down to the B flat minor, we're going to the D flat 7. In order to get there, play a D diminished. Woo! To get to that D flat 7, which of course leads to D flat minor 13. Really beautiful. Come on. All right, so something a few people have mentioned to me is the horns and asking, are they real or are they fake? And I'm going to be honest right now, just up front, they are super fake. Just MIDI horns. Super fake. But they sound nice. They sound nice, especially mixed in with everything else. They work really well. So on their own, they sound a little bit like this. Okay, come on, that's cool that you can do that. That's cool you can do it. Yep, that's cool. Obviously, now that you're listening to it without everything else, you're like, okay, Graham, they sound fake. But mixed in with everything else, they got some kick to it. Oh yeah, that's cool. I don't sing on the track because Mackenzie is way better than I am, but wanted to stick my voice in there somehow, and so just took yeah from whenever Mackenzie was recording and just slid it in there. Yeah. And that's all it is. That's all it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, works out great. A general practice for me is I want every verse, chorus, melodic, harmonic idea to be just slightly different every time you hear it. Because if you hear it the same way, or if it's the same thing, then why listen to it if you've already heard it before? So I try and make everything just slightly different. What happens here in this second chorus is my buddy Misael, who actually had the idea originally for this song, played guitar for me and played it, and I put it in. It worked great. Again, allowed it to just breathe a little bit more than it usually would have. Oh yeah, he did great. And fun fact, again, for you who are watching, this second chorus is actually made up of the exact tracks that I used whenever I recorded it, or laid down the original recording. Okay, so coming here at the end, there is the first bridge. just goes into the traditional chords from the original recording with elevation worship. And then moving into the second bridge, we get the fun slowdown again. So here's what it sounds like on its own. Shout out to my boy Kevin for that idea. Thank you, Kevin. And then we jump into the last bridge, which is my favorite part. I said I've got a favorite sound, now I've got a favorite part. My favorite part of the whole song is the second bridge, because it kind of brings everything together. You're getting hints of some chord changes. You're getting some hints of the horns the whole time. But then finally at the very end, you get all of it together. It's just like it comes together. It's really sweet, really exciting. I think it's kind of funky. Man, it's so hip. So the chords that are being used are what's so special about it. Again, part of the whole vision of the song is to have some non-traditional chords that you would find in a regular worship song or a CCM worship song. And so the chords are, we start on this B minor, then we go to C to F, then we get the A flat 7, D flat major 7, dominant second, and the 5 sus. Just make it so clean, so clean. We gotta hear that.
Choose to praise, to glorify the name of all names, that nothing can stand against.
Oh, yeah.
Choose to praise.
Yeah, that's clean. And then we end it all out with a piano solo. Again, the piano that's being used is just a regular Nord piano, recorded right here in the room. Alright, so that's it. That's all I've got for you. In and out with a sweet piano solo. So glad you took the time to listen, and hope it was insightful for you. It fades out for us, so that it leaves you wanting some more, and hopefully there will be more in the future for you to listen to. So it was so exciting for me to make, exciting to share with you, and if you haven't heard it yet, go ahead and give it a listen, and I'll see you next time.